Okay. So Arnaud, deliberation time. We've watched all 22 of these movies here.
Yes.
And we have to narrow it down to just 7 prizes.
Yes,
It's gonna be
indeed. This might take a little while. Let me ask you this just to start off with. What is your favorite film from these?
Okay, that is a. I mean, favorite film has to be Moonrise Kingdom.
Okay.
However, that's been a long time favorite of mine, so it's not something that I feel comfortable pushing for a prize. So of the other films remaining, it's between Neighboring Sounds and Long Day's Journey into Night.
Okay, interesting. I think perhaps to no surprise of yours, my favorite film, although it's closer than I would have thought earlier in the challenge, but I think my favorite film out of all of these is A Gentle Creature.
Obviously. Obviously that's your favorite.
So clearly...
I've seen that coming for a month, Arnaud.
Yeah, so clearly this is going to be a little bit difficult, but how about we start by, when you look at this list of films, are there any films that you're like, there's nothing I think can be pushed
I think this
for?
is a great way to start with this.
To kind of put some off.
There's some that
already.
we can take off. I think we can agree collectively.
Yes.
Mange, out of here.
Okay.
I think we can collectively agree. Contractor.
Contractor, yeah.
Out of here. I think we can agree. Fast Food Nation.
Bye-bye.
Out of here. And Beau is Afraid, unfortunately, my dear, I love you. No. Okay, so now we've got these. Are there any others that you think we can collectively agree there's nothing even possible for it?
I'm looking at...
Oh, You Deserve a Lover.
You Deserve a Lover, like in a certain world, I would maybe consider it for screenplay, but I think we have other better options.
Yeah, that wouldn't be the screenplay prize for me. I could see it for like actress or something, but there's stronger options. There's better options.
Sure. Okay.
You Deserve a Lover,
We'll
off
remove
the board.
You Deserve a Lover. Otherwise, I think all of these have their worth at least in one category.
Yeah, I think we can talk about some of them. Are all of these worthy? I don't know.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, maybe these are the ones we can consider.
I think these are the ones considering, but as we go, I think we can say there's certain films where we're really only considering it in one category, and if we have a better option, then we get rid of them. They're on the floor.
Let's start with screenplay. What of these films what would be some of the films you think we should consider for screenplay?
Okay, so
I would immediately push for something like...
Here's what we should do. Let's put on the top row, the things that we're considering for the current award that we're talking about, maybe.
Okay.
So, I would...
Well, that would be maybe one.
Maybe Lorna's Silence could be a consideration for a screenplay prize.
Okay.
I would also put forward Moonrise Kingdom as a potential screenplay.
Yes.
It's very witty. It's very fun.
Legitimately, I think, I know you love Moonrise Kingdom, and I was looking through that film, and, I do genuinely enjoy Moonrise Kingdom, and I think it is worthy of something. And if I were to push it for one of these categories, I think it would be screenplay, actually.
I could absolutely see screenplay. I mean, I'd love for it to get a little bit more, a little bit something, but I think the thing I'm struggling with so much is just the feeling of, it feels like cheating for me to come into the challenge with a favorite.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And then to
Otherwise,
this
we
is
have to consider
prize.
Life in a Day a little bit for screenplay.
Oh, dear God, yes.
Yeah.
I think it could be more than that, but a screenplay prize,
and
if nothing else, that would be
Oh,
great
also,
for it.
I'm just reading Morven Carler. I mean, I would maybe consider it for actress, but...
Let's keep it up here for actress.
Okay, let's keep it. No, I take it back. Let's keep it here.
Okay.
Louder Than Bombs is a film I really enjoy, and I think I would only consider it for screenplay.
Okay, only consider for screenplay. Let's put it up there. Let's see if it fits into anything there.
And otherwise, I mean, some of these, like...
If it's anything, but we'll see. We'll see. There's elements of Plan 75 in the screenplay, just in how it balances the 3 stories. There isn't something interesting there, but it's not one I would actively push for.
How
about
I would
some of the others?
Of the last one, let's say we'll try to put like 5 up here or something. The last one I think we should consider for screenplay, and might not be the obvious choice, is Mimosas.
Interesting. I don't see that, but I'm intrigued. What's your argument for it?
My argument is that, like, as far as structure is concerned, as far as like kind of putting two kind of stories in conversation with each other and melding time, melding themes, etc., etc. I think it's a film that has a very, very smartly written and pretty deep screenplay.
Okay, you know what? Let's consider it. Let's consider it. I think it's worthy of consideration there. Now, I'm just going to say, of these 5, Louder Than Bombs is by far my number 5 of these.
I don't think we need to consider it further.
Yeah,
because
I
I'm
think,
looking at the other options
unfortunately, I think we can take it off the board.
Yeah.
Maybe not as far off the board as some of the other ones, but because maybe we'll bring it back at some point. I don't really think we'll bring it back. I'll just gently drop it on the floor.
Yeah, kindly.
Yeah. And okay.
And now you have to step on it.
I know. Sorry, Joachim. Okay. So of the 4 here, this is also hard because eventually we're going to end up shifting things around and going like, what's the best place for this?
The thing is that
top 3. Look, I would just be happy with Moonrise Kingdom being on the board. I'm content if you are at the moment putting it as a placeholder for screenplay.
Because I'm looking at these, and I think I would be very happy giving that a screenplay prize. How about we put it there for now?
Yeah, let's put it there for now. We can always move it later.
Okay. So screenplay prize, Moonrise Kingdom. Also, obviously, you already know this, but if we can't agree on something, or if it's really like, if we really need to tie something, that is an option within our cards.
We'll have to see.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do. What should we do next? Actress, actor?
Yeah, let's do both of the acting prizes because I think that'll be able to clear quite a bit off of the board.
Okay, which one do we go first?
So let's go with actress first.
Okay.
And I think
well, I guess
it's Lorna's Silence has to be up there for an actress prize potentially.
Life in the Day could be up there.
I would prefer actor if we're going for an acting prize with that. I think the performer Navid Mohammadzadeh is the standout for me, more so than the woman playing Samaya.
Okay. Well, we have to put Morven Collar.
We do, and we'll probably drop it soon. I think Michelle Williams is worth considering.
You know what? You know what I think could be like a cool to consider as well is Bruce. What's his name? Bruce Greenwood.
Yeah.
Bruce Greenwood for actor in that film
would definitely be worth considering. I could see considering that for sure. I think Helena Zengel. Is worth considering.
You know what? Screw it. Let's put the two children.
Yeah. And
so that's our actresses.
That is the actress.
Unless
prize.
you want to consider the actress from
I don't think so.
for War.
That is
or Plan 75.
It's such an ensemble film.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Didn't make that much of an impression. I mean, I know we're going to end up going bigger for Gentle Creature, so...
The Gentle Creature, I would not push it for any acting prize.
Really? I mean...
I think the actors are fantastic. I think it's an ensemble film, and I think, like, she's great. She's really great cast, but, like, her role is purposefully muted. You know what I mean?
That is very true.
And I don't know if it's the film that would be fitting to give an acting prize. You know what I mean?
So what I'm going to say here between these two is if we're considering one child actor... I mean, we've got 2 child actors up on the board here. I feel like Dark Blue Girl is a much better representation of a child actor. I mean, Helena Zengel is fantastic in the movie.
It's the more actory role, I guess,
yes.
Whereas this is a much more naturalistic role.
Well, it's almost like with this, they just told her to play around and they rolled the camera, whereas Helena Zengel is like
you got to think
acting.
of that last scene.
Yes, the last scene. Yes,
like she was able to do that.
She was able to do that, but still, I feel like there's more going on in Dark Blue Girl.
All right.
Also,
right,
looking at this, I feel like I'm so sorry, Morven Collar, gotta go.
I'm not gonna cry over it.
Yeah.
No, it's the only category I would have considered it for, and well, there you go.
Yeah. Look, here's the thing. I would be most passionate about Lorna's Silence, but I know this is a film that didn't really resonate with you much. And
you know, Lorna's Silence, I like the film. I think it's good. I don't think, you know, part of me wouldn't mind like giving it an award if there's like a bit of a like
We're a
one
jury
for you,
and the
one
Dardennes are here. It's obligatory.
one for you, one for me type of thing.
Right.
But it still feels weird to me to give this the actress prize. I don't know, like.
Really? Because I mean, she's on screen for like 90% of the movie.
No,
she is the movie.
No, you're right. She didn't wow me or anything. You know, like she.
In a similar way, I would say coming away from it, I wasn't like, oh my, the way that I felt about like Marion Cotillard in 2 Days, 1 Night. I didn't feel that, but I still think that she, in a lot of ways, she is the film.
Yeah.
Right. The film is so dependent on her. That said. I was also really taken by Michelle Williams. I think she's really great in this movie.
She's really great, and she gets her moments to shine, especially in the second half of the film.
Yeah, ultimately, not one of my favorite of her performances, but I need to put that aside and think in the selection we have here, you know, it might not be my top tier Michelle Williams, but it's definitely, of the bunch that we have, it's one of the best.
I mean, of these actresses, I think I would rather give it to Michelle Williams, but my heart wouldn't break for, I don't even know her name. What's her name?
That's a great question, and maybe that's a showing of why we shouldn't pick her.
It doesn't.
Because we don't know her name.
Well,
and,
no.
like, she didn't stand out that much that we had to go and look her up and go, oh, who
no,
is that?
Maybe it is a good thing because she's natural and we didn't even think of it as her as an actress. You know
I think that's another point. That is another point, but...
but seriously, we should...
we should look her up. But I think at this point, we can probably take Helena Zengel off.
Yeah. And
Unfortunately,
probably... Should we consider this for any other prize? Dark Blue Girl?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I don't think it's that strong. Unfortunately, I like it a lot, though. I do like it a lot, but it's got to go.
Yeah, hold on. Let me just... her name is Arta Dobroshi.
Arta Dobroshi.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do we want to circle to Best Actor and then come back to this? We know that we've got these two as a potential.
Sure. And you know what? I'm going to put this back here because this can be an actor.
Well, I was going to put more actor contenders beside it.
Oh, okay, fair enough. So, Bruce Greenwood.
Yep.
Hussein, I don't know his last name.
We should look that up.
For Crimson Gold. That I think is my coup de cœur, acting-wise.
Okay.
Like that's the one that I would be very happy to see win the prize.
I would definitely be happy.
That being said, you are right.
Yeah.
I understand that Navid Mohamedzadeh is your personal favorite.
That's my coup de cœur.
I think Payal Madi is also fantastic in that.
They're all great.
Yeah.
It's an all-star cast. I just feel like Navid Mohamedzadeh is doing so much more.
And then we have to consider Sergi Lopez.
We have to consider Sergi Lopez.
We have to consider Sergi Lopez.
I think it's also genuinely worth considering the lead actor of Mofi, who I think is very strong in that role.
He's good. He's well cast. He's fairly convincing.
But that said, yeah, I think Mofi is actually not one of the stronger ones when it comes to just the acting category.
I mean, I'm looking at these. And that one's like, I don't know, it's
not. No, we're taking Mofi and putting it back down.
You know what? Okay, so maybe we should, I wouldn't be pushing Sergi Lopez. I think it was a fun performance.
It's a fun performance, but it's not much more.
It elevates the film.
Yes.
But
especially like when we're looking in comparison with some of the other ones and the strength of the work, he's not standing out to me.
Yeah.
So I feel like we can take this.
Yes.
And are we considering it anywhere else?
No, I don't think so.
No, we're not.
That was really the only thing. Bye-bye. Okay, so we're down to what
3.
8?
Yeah.
12 films. 13 films on the board actually.
13 films on
so
the board.
we removed like half of them already.
That's not bad. That's
Yeah.
not bad. And I think we're going to be able to remove some more soon.
Yes. Okay, but for...
So what I want to ask is Life in a Day. If we don't give it Best Actor, are we giving it something else?
You know, it's very easy for Saeed Rustai, but you know the standout aspects of his films are the screenplay and the performances.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the thing is that I don't know if we would be giving Crimson Gold anything else. I think Crimson Gold has a fantastic screenplay, but I'm fine with keeping Moonrise Kingdom here. How about...
I think for the moment I'm comfortable giving Crimson Gold Best Actor.
Really?
I'm comfortable with that.
Okay. Well,
But I just really feel like we need to reevaluate that if we can't find a place for life in
how about this? Let's put both of these in actor right now.
Okay.
And let's put both of these in actress.
Okay. We'll
Temporarily.
See. Temporarily.
Yes.
We'll see.
So this is kind of what we're dealing with. Okay, so should we consider the director prize?
I think let's consider it. So
Okay.
What we're looking at here, I would say, films that really struck me with their direction. Long Day's Journey into Night. Neighboring Sounds is brilliantly directed.
Mimosas, absolutely.
Absolutely brilliantly directed.
I suppose A Gentle True Creature.
I suppose so.
Although, as you know.
As I know, but the same way, you know, I want these to be top 3 as well. I would say I would not go any higher than director for this.
I would not consider this for director
either.
Yeah, I think it's a great film.
It's a very good film. It's just one that I don't think fits into any. It doesn't.
I think a prize that could fit for it would be jury, but
there's stronger films.
But there are stronger films.
Stronger films.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, Theater of War.
Where would you put Mophie? And Summer 1993.
Okay, so
honestly,
Mophie is a tricky one for me because I really like the film. But in all the categories that I would love to see it, I think I prefer films. Because at first when I watched it, I was kind of having a rough time with the competition.
Yeah.
And I was like, finally something that I feel like I can put top 3.
Yeah. Top 3,
But
wow.
now I don't think I can. I really don't think
Honestly,
I can.
I saw Mophie very late.
Yeah.
I think it was one of the last films I saw. And I was like, oh, this is a really, really good film. And I don't know what I can push it for.
I know, it's a really good film. I could have seen it for screenplay, but I think Moonrise Kingdom is stronger. I could have seen it for actor, but I think both of those choices are stronger. I could have seen it for a jury prize. I wouldn't have gone Grand Prix or Palm, but I could have seen a jury prize, but I think other films are stronger.
And I suppose maybe we can consider Plan 75 for director?
I think
a little bit.
We can.
Summer 1993, though, where else can we put this?
I wouldn't consider it anywhere.
I agree. I think we should.
I think, should we both ceremonies drop?
Bye-bye.
There we go.
So we have these films on the board. I think at this point,
I would also say we should consider Life in a Day for director. Here's my argument for Life in a Day and director. Saeed Rustai has such a command over his dialogue, his actors, and it feels very easy to give it a prize in an acting category, to give it a screenplay prize. But what he's doing is he has so much control over what's going on screen, the way that the characters are yelling, the way that they're talking over each other. You need to be extremely confident as a director to be able to give your actors the space to work like that. Instead of saying, well, you talk here, then you talk. Like, he has created this atmosphere that truly feels like a family home. Like the most dysfunctional family home,
and with a lot
ever.
of a lot of specific details. The fact that it's such a simple little thing, but in a film that's not even 2 hours, you have so many scenes that are revolving around the toilet.
Yeah, well, I also feel like I know the characters in this one, not just because of the script, but because of how he's presented them and how he's filmed them. I know them better than I know some characters after an entire season of a TV show.
Yeah.
And so I really think it's easy to write him out of being a great director, but I think he very clearly is a great director. So I would love to consider him for the directing prize as well.
Okay, how about this? It feels to me like we're starting. I don't know if you feel this way, but it's starting to feel like unless we give the directing prize to Long Day's Journey into Night, that our top 3 right now are these. Am I wrong?
I think these are our top 3, although I want to pitch something to you.
Okay.
And because we talked about this a little bit earlier today, which is what do we do about Long Day's Journey into Night, which is a film that we both had seen before, and sort of the purpose of this challenge is that we're watching new things, that we're expanding what we're familiar with. Now, in the past 3 years, we've given a Palme d'Or to an Asian film every single time.
I've been thinking about this.
You know what we argued about the other day? The fucking special palm for the image
Yeah,
book.
yeah.
Special palm?
Special palm.
Palm?
We're only 4 years in. Are we ready to give a special palm?
Come on, man. Like, this is a game, really. This is a game.
Yeah.
And the thing that I think is funny about that is, you know, because personally, I think of these three, this would be my palm. This would be my palm. But
I think like considering that you love neighboring sounds,
do.
and I really like neighboring sounds. You really like A Gentle Creature, and
Yeah.
I love A Gentle Creature. But we both love A Long Day's Journey
this
tonight.
is true. It just kind of conveniently does fit at the top.
And
makes it so we don't have
here's
to
the
fight.
thing, I'm not against that idea, but I'm thinking of if this does not get the Palme d'Or, what the hell does?
Hear me out. Life in a Day. Do you like that much? No.
I mean, I really like it. The Palme d'Or, though?
Okay. No, I see. But you're right. Like, oh God, Long Day's Journey today. Should we return to this in a little bit?
Sure.
I think this is it. We love this too much for it to just be director.
Yeah. Okay. I'll say this as well. You know this is my favorite one.
I know. Yes.
And I don't know how much your opinion of the film has evolved throughout the days. How long ago did you see it? Like a week ago?
Week and a half.
A week and a half. Is it a film that you feel has stayed with you to a certain extent?
I'm gonna be honest, not entirely.
Okay.
It's a film that hasn't like evolved or grown on me. But that said,
Because
I have
it's a film
watched,
that for me,
like 16 films since then.
Yeah, I suppose. I know for me, it's a film that right after I saw it, I went to I scoured the internet for all the resources I could. I was like, it's rare that kind of happens to me. I did this a little bit with Donbass as well, and then for some reason never watched anything else from him for a while. But it's a film that I was really like. It kind of like electrified me a little bit, and to me, it's a film that I would be incredibly content to give it the Grand Prix.
Well, that's so a little bit what I'm thinking is the way that this could shake out. We both love Long Day's Journey and Tonight. That is an easy one that we can both award. And then I think the next thing is passion. And I think you are far more passionate about A Gentle Creature than I am about Neighboring Sounds.
And I think you've figured it out, but I've been hinting at this whole time. I think there's a film that's very jury prize core. Guess what it is?
Neighboring Sounds.
Neighboring Sounds.
Yeah, but I love Neighboring Sounds. I could see a world where that would be my palm. Could definitely see a world where that would be my palm. But I think it just fits there very well, just based on how we feel about each other's top choices, right? Like. A Gentle Creature being the Grand Prix reminds me a little bit of A Man of Integrity last year. Although I feel like I like this one much more than I liked A Man of Integrity.
I like this more than I like A Man of Integrity, actually.
So I'm completely happy with Palm Grand Prix jury.
Okay, just for the sake of the exercise, let's say these are not Palm films.
Yeah.
What other film would we consider? You said Life in a Day.
I mean,
you would not be pushing Lorna's Silence.
I wouldn't be pushing Lorna's Silence.
I would not be pushing.
I would, if it was my first time watching Moonrise Kingdom, I would be pushing Moonrise Kingdom. But again, that feels cheap. That feels like it goes against the grain of what the exercise is. So I'm totally content with it as a screenplay.
Here's what. Okay, so let's do this. Let's put this in Grand Prix. Let's put this in Palm for now. Let's put this in jury. Plan 75, we're not talking about it.
We're not talking about it.
I don't know.
Unfortunately, we both just really like this movie.
Yeah, there's some good aspects to it,
It's not going to fit anywhere here. It's not going to fit. So unfortunately, we got to toss it.
Yeah, I would really like to give Mimosas a prize, but if you're not attached to it, I'm not.
Like, I could see it as a directing prize, but that said,
you think
are we going to give 2 ties out in the acting
No,
categories?
we're not.
No, and I would rather keep Life in a Day and keep Crimson Gold.
What do you think of?
I mean, I could see it shake out like Mimosas gets director, Life in a Day gets actor, we cut Crimson Gold, but I can't see a world where we cut Life in a Day.
do you think it would be like fitting for there to be two Iranian actors tied?
I can see that. Yes. I mean, I think it's
and you have two, and they're two Iranian films, two Iranian actors. One is a complete non-actor who hasn't done a single film
and one is
before or since.
Consummate professional.
And is just a feat of casting and just an incredible screen presence.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, like last year we had Abu Sangaré from Sulaiman's Story, which it's kind of in that vein, I suppose. And then we have this trained actor who gives a very naturalistic but theatrical performance at the same time, who has one of his best roles that he's ever had, It could be fitting.
I think it's fitting.
And if...
I mean, if we do a tie, it has to be something like that, where it's there's a purpose for the tie, and I do like the idea of having Panahi and Rustai tying for a prize and really celebrating Iranian actors.
And then, it breaks my heart just a little bit, but I guess we could sacrifice Meeks Cut Off and put Mimosas in director. And I would consider Meeks Cut Off in director, but we've already given Kelly Reichardt the directing prize.
Also, I would fight back against Kelly Reichardt for best director here. I just don't like Meeks Cut Off that much. I'm very sorry. But it didn't impress me much more than it did when I was a kid, bored off my ass. So.
Okay, so this is what our lineup looks like right now.
Yeah.
We would be rewarding 8 films.
That's good.
No special palm, but a tie.
If we had another film that we both agreed on as a palm, then maybe it would have worked out. But goddamn, we have an Asian bias, I think, at this point.
This is crazy.
Every year, it's just the film we agree on is goddamn, it's impressive at this point.
Is it coincidence?
No, I think they're just great movies.
No, but you look at this lineup, there are only 2 Asian films.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And
let's just review this real quick. Screenplay for Moonrise Kingdom. I think this is very deserving.
I'm very happy with that.
It's a film I really like, and I think the screenplay is perhaps its best asset, honestly.
I would say a lot of the time, Wes Anderson's screenplays are his best assets.
I don't necessarily agree, but this time I think it really worked.
Yeah, well,
thanks
fair
to the
enough.
screenplay. Lauren is Silence. Again, I'm not in love with this performance, but I appreciate your passion for the film and for her as an actress, and I'm not really gonna complain much about it.
I mean, it's a Dardenne movie. I think we're doing our duty.
I don't think that, honestly, I'm looking at the actresses this year, and Samantha Morton, I think, is, despite the movie not wowing me or anything, I think she was really great in that film.
She does what she needs to.
Michelle Williams is great in Meeks Cut Off, but I don't think it's her the role that really shows her off as an actress the most, I suppose. So I understand why we settled with this. Actor, I think this is nice. I think this is cool.
I really like this tie. I didn't even notice that we had the 2 Iranian films there until you pointed it out, and then now it just clicks. It just works so well to have both of those. Because
2 different visions, 2 different types of acting,
and 2 different types of filmmakers too.
Yes.
Very, very different. One very cinematic, one very theatrical.
It's the first year that Cannes has 2 Iranian films in their competition.
Oh wow!
Ever.
So this is actually a really cool opportunity.
I guess so.
That's awesome.
Go Iran. And then Mimosas for the director. I think that's a fitting prize.
I feel like that's a very fitting prize. Watching the film, immediately I went, if this is anything, this is director.
I said that, or screenplay or jury, but a director works well for me. And then Neighboring Sounds, all around very, very accomplished film. Maybe a little imperfect, maybe a little too long. There are a few things.
Definitely.
Which is,
I love it despite all of, for me, this is a 10 out of 10 movie that is, I'll cut that. For me, this is gotta be one of my new favorites. It's something that I can see myself revisiting quite often because it's just the atmosphere of it. The Neighboring Sounds, it just drops you into the middle of this neighborhood, and
Yeah.
it's just life. I mean,
I
Do the
think
Right
it's
Thing
fitting for the jury prize too, because there's parts of it that are like a bit of experimental, you know,
Yeah.
like they're like trying different things. And jury prize is often reserved for these films that don't really fit neatly in a category, you know.
Films that are
like,
very audacious.
This isn't something we would consider for acting prizes.
No, not for screenplay. Maybe for director, but I feel like it's, you know, it's not as polished as some of the other films were.
I suppose.
But it's raw and it's new and it's exciting. So I think jury is a perfect place for Neighboring Sounds.
A Gentle Creature. Listen, maybe once you take a little bit of a break, it's gonna come back to haunt you in
Maybe
your
I'll
head
rewatch
a
it
little
at some
bit.
point.
I don't know. I'm just happy to be giving this a major prize.
Yeah,
but-
Grand Prix is great for it. And of course, for the 4th year in a row, Asia wins the Palme d'Or.
I'm stoked. I think honestly, you know, maybe we should like give like a top 3 or something of the films we most liked. My number 1, as you know, is A Gentle Creature.
Yep.
I think this is my number 2. Honestly.
I would go number 1, Moonrise Kingdom. Number 2, Long Day's Journey into Night. Number 3, Neighboring Sounds. That said,
And number 4, Beau is Afraid.
Beau is Afraid fits somewhere in there. I don't know whether it's below that or above, but at this point, top 3 is all on the board. So
Yes.
from
Yeah.
the way you've talked about the films, I think it's one of these two.
That's what I was going to say. I think it's Neighboring Sounds or Life in a Day. I'll give the edge to Neighboring Sounds. So actually, I'm pretty happy about it.
Yeah, your top 3 is the top 3.
Well, not this, I guess, for you, but
No, I've got 2 out of 3 in
you
there.
I
I like it. I mean, it would be like, if I were to rank all of them, it would be like number 7, number 8.
Oof.
But that's not to say that I don't like the movie. I like it very much. I'm
On
very
a
content with
rewatch,
it.
she'll boost it. I promise.
We'll see. We'll see. Maybe 2 prosecutors will inspire me.
Yes.
Maybe it's already inspired me.
Yes.
By the time this video releases.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's when that's definitely going to be worth seeing. Cool.
I like this lineup a lot.
Yeah. I think we did a pretty good job.
I think this is good.
Cool.
This is good. I'm
Nice.
happy. And I like being here doing this in person because it's so hard over like text or over call or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
I like that we have the little sticky posters
it made it
too.
so easy to move it around.
Yeah.
I hope they do this in the actual jury room.
I think I would love to learn more about how they do
Yeah.
things, but I think they just vote individually for each category.
That sucks.
That
sucks.
fucking
No, you have to
sucks.
deliberate.
Like after they discuss, but you know, like
We're gonna ask Spike this year. Because
sure.
We've got our party. We're gonna ask Spike.
You think he's
what
gonna
happened.
talk to you? He's gonna want to talk to you?
No, fuck no. I'm just imagining.
Okay, fair enough. Cool.